Hello again, CDR step number 3. So this is the step where they determine if you have had medical improvement from your CPD. CPD, comparison point date. So that's generally when you were last found to be disabled, whether it was when you were initially determined to be disabled or you had a CDR before and were found to be continuing to be disabled. So this is the one where they're not looking at your new impairments. Because, if it's been 5 years or 3 years or 7 years, you could have new impairments. Most of us, get more of them as we age. So they're not looking at that under this step. They did look at it under step 2. So if you haven't read about step 2, please go do so. I'll try to put the link below. So it's about medical improvement of those original impairments. So they go back to the CPD evidence from when you won before. They get all the impairments. They look to see which ones you still have. And for the ones that you still have, or if you don't because it's improved, that's going to be noted. If you don't have it anymore, that's obviously an improvement. They're going to look at the ones that still exist, but to see if they've notably improved. And if that has happened, then that's called medical improvement. It's not the end of the road. Doesn't mean you're going to be found not disabled. But it can go that way because you're still going down the tree of if, yes, no. Okay, so once the medical improvement is found, then they have to determine a few other things related to it, work related and stuff like that. That's going to be in step number 4. If you are found to have no medical improvement, then you go to step 5. And strangely enough, it doesn't mean because you haven't medically improved that you won't lose your disability. I think it's kind of rare, but it's something called exceptions, and we'll get to that in a different video. So just know that once you're found not to have been improved, there are other things they might look at. It's almost like a double check to make sure everything was kosher before. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a different video. But step number 3, medical improvement, and they're not considering your current impairments. So not at this step. So, what I always say to my people is, and I say it to you, when you win your case, don't stop following for your impairments that you won on. You really need to know everything that was in your records, whether you claimed it on your application or not, because sometimes they find something in your records that helps you win, and you didn't even put it in your claim because either you didn't know about it or it doesn't seem like something that would be disabling to you because you don't understand all of the details that they have to go through. So I really suggest having a copy of the medical records that were in your file. You can request your SSA file. I have a video on that, and you should be able to get it. I would like to think for free. I would think any beneficiary could get it for free because it's part of a program purpose. You are claiming. Anyway, I'll try to link that video, or you could probably find it in one of my playlists. But anyway, you want to follow for all of your disabilities after you win, as long as they remain at all impaired, even if they're getting better. But certainly if they're not as well, because you're going to want to have proof that they didn't improve, or that even if they improved, they didn't improve much. A lot of people slack off once they win, not because they're fraudulent or anything like that, but because a lot of these conditions are chronic. Sometimes there's no cure. That's very often. And other times there's no treatment that causes any kind of relief. So they're just kind of reporting it to their doctors, going in, the doctor evaluates them, nothing changes, they're still miserable about it. They don't want to go. It could be a copay. It could be, it's obviously, it might be painful just getting around. It's inconvenient, et cetera, et cetera. And maybe it's a little depressing. I would still urge you to go and follow up with it. I know it's a pain and you've got years of life ahead, but if you follow up and continue to reiterate the complaints that you're currently suffering, there will be a paper trail showing that this has not stopped. If you don't do that, my concern is that there will be no evidence to suggest that this has not improved. In fact, under some, ways of thinking, if you're not treating or following for something, it no longer is a big problem. And then what does that mean? That means improvement. So you kind of have to go. just for follow-up monitoring if there's no treatments to be had, for sure. But that's something you're going to want to do if you want to protect your benefits, in my opinion. Okay, so that was number 3, medical improvement. We'll go on to 4 and 5, I think, in the next video. Okay, stay tuned.